Hi. I'm going to keep going because I keep trying this because I'm doing this backwards. I don't have the camera reversed so I can see myself. I'm just taking a chance that my hand's not in the way and I'm framed or whatever, because this video is not going to be about me, but it's going to be about my workspace, which is right there. And so I'm going to turn it toward that. And if this whole thing goes right, this will be the version that I put up on YouTube. So here's the stuff I really want to talk about today. We always have the highest production values in my videos, don't we? I know you remark about that. So here's my work area. There's my bathroom, our bathroom to our bedroom. I won't show you our whole bedroom because like that kind of stuff just freaks Julie out. It's really sunny out today. And you know, being a Michigan kid, it's really bright, but there's no snow out there, not even a teeny bit in the shadows, or there's no snow piled up this year. So it just feels like spring is coming. And as soon as I finish this video, I'm going jogging. And I didn't do that on February 1st back in Michigan. But there's where I sit. There's my chair and so forth. And the first thing I want to show you is, it says another day in paradise. When I did the announcements back in Port Hope, I was there several years before I fell onto this thing where at the end of the announcements, and I save the announcements for the end of church, I always like to make some light comment or what's going on in life or whatever. And if the weather were good, maybe it was growing season, and I would say, I would finish the thought by saying, it's just another day in paradise. And as time went on, maybe there was something good happening in the news or in my life or in the congregation's life or whatever. And I would say, it's just another day in paradise. Well, that went on so long and so often that all I would have to do is say, it's just, and the folks would finish. Another day in paradise. And then it went on even longer than that to where by the time they knew what I was saying, I didn't have to start the end of it. They would just say, it's another day in paradise. There's a few things here that I can't remember everyone who gave them to me. I remember exactly who gave me this, and but I'm not going to say, just so I don't hurt the feelings of those that I can't remember. But this is one of 4 different types of plaques and hangings that we have in our house that folks gave us over the years to remind us that it's just another day in paradise. And of course that reminds me of Port Hope. All my kids are talented. It comes through their mother, clearly. Daughter Erin, the oldest of my 4 living kids, is artistic in a painting sort of way, a drawing sort of way. A daughter Jackie is artistic with her words, with writing, and my 2 boys are very artistic musically with instruments, guitar and drums, and writing music and singing and all that stuff. This painting Erin made, 8 or 9 years ago, I suppose. To me, it's exquisite in its simplicity. The yellow cross on the black background with the red encroaching. I don't believe I asked her what she meant by it, because I already knew what it meant to me. The cross of Christ is yellow against the black. The black is death. The encroaching red, that's sin. But the yellow, the cross being yellow, tells me that there's the victory of Christ. It's like the golden sunrise of the new day, him shining in the darkness, and that's just exquisite. I had it above my desk in Port Hope, and it had to be right here. People's workspace says a lot about them, doesn't it? I'm a fairly neat person. Some of this isn't neat. When I don't know what to do with papers, like things from the doctor and stuff, they just kind of get stacked here. Several years ago for Christmas, my youngest kid, Alex, we loved the TV show The Office, and he gave me a bunch of little magnets and things like that. In this big eraser, there's Dwight Schrute, Information is Power. It reminds me of my son and the good times we had together watching that show. And it's true. Information is power. when Julie, when we first got married, she worked at the Shortstop, the convenience store in Port Hope. Look how short her hair is. And she was like 30 years old, right there. And I just love that. Now, the coolest thing. Look at this Bible verse. Psalm 27, verse 13. I would have lost heart unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. When Julie and I finally met each other in person, I had told her before that Psalm 27:14, the verse right after that, the final verse of that psalm, was my prayer verse in those difficult days. My verse was, wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. Julie never told me that for many months, more than a year, I think a couple of years, she had written that verse down and put it in her pocket to give her hope through her very hard times in those days. So she had that verse, I would have lost heart unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. And then the very next words in the Bible, I was praying, wait for the Lord, be strong and take heart, and wait for the Lord. And then the Lord sent me her. Just marvelous. Before I get to the pictures up here, some of the gifts. Beautiful verse from Joshua. Be strong and of great courage, good courage. The Lord thy God is with thee wherever thou goest. Just, we Christians need to be strengthened by that. This one I'll say where it came from. My first wife, Kim, is a marvelous cross-stitcher, and I think she made this for me when I was in seminary. It wasn't nails that held him to the cross, but his love for you and me. And that remains precious to me. She remains precious to me. These bookends, I think they went with this right here. The Lord, He is my rock. He is my rock. He's a rock. We can rest on Him. Rocks don't give way. He doesn't give way. Lutherans, and maybe others, recognize the Luther seal. Martin Luther created this. It's the heart, the cross inside the heart, inside a white rose, and then there's, when it's painted, there's a blue field on the back to indicate eternity. One of my friends back from the Thumb of Michigan, a pastor who takes after his dad, made this, and I value that highly. After I first retired, one of my members sent a note card, and this was the front of the card. There's the church I served in Port Hope, St. John Lutheran Church. A beautiful church on the most gorgeous little setting in the village of Port Hope, and the parsonage is right next door. The gorgeous field behind and trees to the side. We just adored that. Here's a picture of Julie, I think a couple of years before I knew her. So she was in her mid to late 20s, and I just think she's just the cutest girl. She still is the cutest girl. And then I put this on my blog the other day. This cross came from an LWML rally one time. I just adore that cross planted in the rocks. There's my mom and my brother Jim from 1970. Mom was in her early 40s. Jim was 18. There's two great lessons in my life right there. My mom and my brother. And then this one, now when she sees it, the lady knows who gave this to me. I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know who holds tomorrow. She regularly reminds me of this, and I told her, hey, I have that right up on my desk. I see it all the time. And then there's my son, Jonathan. He would have turned 35 in January, but of course I think of him as the one-day-old he was when he died. It's the only picture I have of him up close. And though I can't picture him any other way but a newborn, I know that in the resurrection he will be raised from the dead in a new, perfect eternal body, and he will be a full adult, and I'll get to know him. And these are the reasons that I'm a Christian, the things that keep me going, the things that revolve around my Savior Jesus. And my loved ones, I wish I had pictures of all my kids here. I got to do that, I guess. And so for me, you know what? Even through the hard days, I really can say that it's just another day in paradise. Thanks for listening. Bye.